In the shadowed depths of the ancient Greek world, beneath the surface where the living tread, lies a realm of silence and shadows. It is a kingdom unlike any other, a place where light dares not linger and the finality of life comes to rest. At its center sits a solitary figure, cold and impassive, his eyes reflecting the deep abyss over which he reigns. This is Hades, king of the underworld, the dark god who holds dominion over death itself. But to simply call Hades the god of death would be to misunderstand his role in the cosmic order. Hades is not a bringer of death, nor a malevolent force bent on destruction. Instead, he is the quiet keeper of balance, the ruler of a domain that is neither to be feared nor worshipped, only acknowledged as inevitable as the turning of the seasons. The Greeks did not speak his name lightly, for to invoke Hades was to confront the raw, uncomfortable truth of mortality. Yet without him, the world would crumble under the weight of its own unchecked life. In ethnographic terms, Hades embodies the way the ancient Greeks understood death, not as an end, but as a continuation into a new phase of existence. His realm, known as the Underworld, was as much a mirror of life as it was a place of rest. Here the souls of the dead would go, not to be tormented, but to be judged, sorted, and assigned to their eternal fates. Some would find themselves in the ashen fields of asphodel, wandering in a dreamlike haze, neither punished nor rewarded. The righteous few might ascend to the Elysian fields, a paradise where the gods granted them peace. But the wicked, those whose deeds had stained their souls, would descend to the depths of Tartarus, where even Hades himself rarely ventured. Yet Hades was not born into darkness. He, like his brothers Zeus and Poseidon, was a child of the Titans, destined to rule a piece of the cosmos. After their violent victory over their father Cronus, the three brothers drew lots to divide the world among themselves. Zeus, in his usual ambition, claimed the sky, the seat of the gods, where he would reign supreme. Poseidon, with his tempestuous heart, took the seas, the restless depths that answered only to him. Hades, by fate or fortune, received the underworld, the unseen, the unknown. It is said that Hades accepted his lot without bitterness. He built his kingdom in the shadow of the world, forging a throne from black stone and surrounding himself with the wealth of the earth, precious metals and gemstones shimmering in the eternal darkness. In fact, his name, Hades, translates to the Unseen One, a fitting title for a god who remains largely hidden, both from the living and from the myths themselves. Unlike his brothers, Hades did not seek glory or power beyond his realm. His rule was absolute, and his only concern was maintaining the natural order of life and death. But even the god of death could not resist the pull of love. His most famous myth involves Persephone, the daughter of Demeter, goddess of the harvest. In a moment of passion or fate, Hades abducted her, spiriting her away to his dark kingdom to make her his queen. The Greeks saw this not just as an act of desire, but as a reflection of the inevitable cycle of life. Just as the earth must give way to the barrenness of winter, so too must the living yield to death. Yet in this myth, Hades shows a side rarely attributed to him: compromise. When Demeter's grief over her lost daughter caused the world to wither, Hades struck a deal. For part of the year, Persephone would return to the land of the living, and in the spring, the earth would bloom once more. But for the rest, she would sit beside him, a queen over the dead. In this tale, Hades reveals the complexity of his character. He is not a tyrant, but a ruler bound by the laws of nature itself. His kingdom is a place of endings, but also of transformation. The Greeks understood that without death, there could be no life, no rebirth, no renewal. Hades is both the gatekeeper and the guardian of this eternal truth. To the Greeks, death was not to be feared in the same way modern minds might shrink from it. Hades' realm was a necessary counterpart to the world of the living, and though it was shrouded in mystery, it was not an evil place. The underworld, with its dark rivers and fields of shadow, was as much a part of life's journey as the world above. In Hades, we see a god who is both distant and intimate, as close as the breath we exhale, but as far as the unknown reaches of eternity. His power is not in the taking of life, but in the keeping of it, in ensuring that every soul finds its place, that the cycle continues, and that the balance is maintained. Hades, the unseen one, king of the underworld, stands as a reminder of the final destination that awaits all mortals. Yet in his darkness, there is not only death, but the promise of order, of continuity, and of the eternal mystery that lies just beyond the veil.